Hi everyone. First I want to say I know I've got this jumper on a lot, but it's so comfy. It's like my new peel off. So I just wanted to get that out the way because this jumper's been floating about too much recently. It's a bit of a mad one today. Like I feel like 100% fine. Maybe it's like a slight bit of tiredness. Like you kind of forget how it feels to be normal because obviously, even though you're not physically drained, you're mentally drained, and you're just like looking at myself. Like I'm looking at myself now as I'm recording, and I look tired, but I feel okay. Like what's really weird about today is I woke up today and I thought it's dead weird today. I actually don't feel like I've got cancer anymore. As mad as that sounds, and I just don't know how to explain that thought. But for some reason, this thought was just in my head. I was like, I kind of feel just normal. Like, this is weird. This is like a really weird feeling. I couldn't explain it. And in my head, I was thinking, I just feel like I just haven't got cancer anymore. It's weird. I just feel like back to normal again. So anyway, I've had a bit of a busy morning. I would have went up and went to the gym today because that's how good I feel. I was in the gym yesterday. I could have went up and went to the gym today. But Isla had a hospital appointment, so I've spent all morning in allday, and then straight dropped Isla off school straight to the Royal to get my bloods done because I have to get my bloods done every week before my chemotherapy. So I was in there getting my bloods done, and I was talking to the nurse who was doing my bloods. She was telling me about a lump and stuff, and she was saying like, "Did you just find it?" And was asking me a few questions. And then she was like, "What does it feel like?" So usually when someone says to me, "What does it feel like?" I'll say, "Do you want to feel?" Without it seeming like, inappropriate. But I always let people touch, like women touch it, because I think, well, obviously I've never experienced having a lump before. So I don't know how different lumps feel or what's the difference in the way that they feel and whatnot. So I just let people say like this, it's here, like feel around, so they can get a bit of a feel for it. So then they know sort of when they're checking their own or whatever. Anyway, so I was explaining, and I said, "Oh, do you want to feel?" So when I went, as I like felt it, I said, "Oh," I was like, "Oh, it's gone down loads." I was like, "I can hardly feel it." So you have to really like press for it now. Whereas usually when I lie down, it sticks out. Like you can see the shape of it. Usually if I'm lying down, like underneath, like at the bottom of my nipple, and literally, I was like, "Oh my god!" And I was like, "Can you?" And she was struggling to feel it, and I was like, "Oh," and she was like, "Oh, the chemo must be shrinking." I was like, "It must already be working." Because then I was struggling to find my lump. I found it in the end, but I mean, it's nowhere near what it was. But like, I just thought, like, I came out of there like, that's just weird. Like the way I've been in my head all day, I've been thinking, "Oh, I feel like I haven't got cancer anymore." And then as I've gone to show somebody the lump was like hardly there. It was dead weird. But yeah, I'm not claiming that I haven't got cancer anymore. I'm just claiming that I'm just explaining about how weird that is. Like to have that thought and then to struggle finding the lump. It was just mad. But I do get scanned halfway through my chemo treatment. Obviously to find out, obviously to see how things are getting on. So that'll be interesting once I get the scan and see like what the sitch is, because I do know that the cancer was very, very small anyway. So there can't be much there, I'm guessing, and especially if it's contained and it hadn't spread yet. So yeah, it was just a weird experience. So I feel okay. It's just more like physically I feel fine. Like don't get me wrong, I feel like because the last chemotherapy session I only had the one chemo, didn't I? So I haven't experienced as much nausea and stuff this week as opposed to the first week when I had the two. So I get the pack, I think it's called Paxicillin or something, pack something is the one that I get every week. Then I get the carboplatin every 3 weeks. So I think when I get hit with the doubles, they're going to kind of be my worst weeks to watch for. Haven't been too bad this week. It's more been mental and hormonal for me. But obviously the chemotherapy is putting me in an early menopause. So like I've got that to deal with as well, and early menopause, and they said they don't even know whether or not my periods might never come back. So I might just be thrown into like menopause in my 30s, like it's mad. So I don't know whether it's whatever it's that side of things. I think that I'm struggling with more than the physical, whatever the actual chemotherapy is doing to my body. I'm able to sort of like hurricane that, but obviously the hormone things are the things that I'm finding a bit sketchy anyway, because obviously I do tend to struggle with that type of stuff anyway. And I've got like bad anxiety and stuff. I've had anxiety since I was a kid. I've always had it. Obviously when I was a child, I just didn't know what it was. Obviously growing up, I know what it is. I've always managed it and dealt with it. So obviously that's kind of being tested around this time. But luckily the cannabis oil completely takes it away as well. Or I can still get a bit anxious, but nowhere near what I usually do with the oil. It's just completely keeping me calm. So that's having amazing benefits. You know, for all we know, it could have been it could have completely shrunk loads of my cells. We just don't know. As well as the chemo, you just don't know. But yeah, I do. I just had a weird feeling today, and I was like, I feel like I haven't got cancer anymore. It was dead weird, and then I struggled to find the lump. So it's clearly doing what it's supposed to be. So that's good. And yeah, so you know, I feel okay. I feel absolutely fine today. Just a little bit tired, like I say. You know, that kind of just, you know, that it's like because I'm like still doing stuff. So I've been out all day. I've been at the hospital. And then I come in and then you kind of like, oh, you know, that's me done for the day. Like, you know, you can only take little snippets. You know, the thought if I had to go out and do more stuff today, that would give me anxiety. The fact that, like, you know, I've got it all done in the morning. I tend to do most of my things in the morning because that's when you have the most energy. So, but yeah, so that's the latest update. Chemo again tomorrow, a single again tomorrow. So hopefully I'm not going to have too much of a bad week again. So yeah, they're the latest updates, and I will be back on tomorrow when I'm at the hospital doing my chemo and stuff. So thanks for all your messages, and thanks for keeping me strong, keeping me going, and supporting me and holding me hand basically on this journey, because it's helping me so much. So thank you.